Alright then. What are the victory conditions? Power technologies, armies and fleets. Armies and fleets will be the simplest to get. Same goes for wealth, you can easily accumulate wealth late in the game. That's 5. All you need on top of that is city pop. Spaces on the map will be quite simple to get. Capturing a city, I guess, is optional. Although, if one doesn't capture a city, then the single additional point is basically worthless, because 6 additional points would be necessary. But I guess the most reasonable of plans over here will be to recruit 9 armies or fleets in total, bring the city population to 25, and then save up money. That's it. No unnecessary conquest whatsoever. Let's be smart about this. I will be playing the Mohenjo-Daro on Scholar. Priests, soldiers, and dancing girls all agree. Mohenjo-Daro is the greatest city in the world. It certainly is. Alright, and here's the plan. We will start out by flagging as many precious river tiles as we possibly can. After all, they provide me with bountiful food. Food aplenty. Once again, I have to remind myself not to go overboard with conquest. Conquest is almost entirely pointless. I can get a couple of tiles here and there, but beyond a certain point, once my foes have built sufficiently large cities, sufficiently tightly packed together, and have armies under the borders, you will not break through. Because of simple mathematics. Maybe not necessarily all that simple to calculate, but simple in principle. You are emanating the power your army is emanating out there offensively. And they are emanating defensively the power of the army and the cities. Plus any techs on either side. The techs are a wash, the cities make the difference. You cannot emanate power offensively with cities, but you can defensively. So if you have a wall of cities on the border, it's over. No one is breaking through. You have to go around that. Or you have to strike before that happens. Something along those lines. Or you really have to have an overwhelming force. Much more power, much bigger army, much more armies, something like that. If your force is comparable, even if it's slightly more powerful, but not overwhelmingly so, you're just going to lose. Hill flag techs, that sounds incredibly tempting. I will need those, but a free river flag is not to be underestimated. After all, that's exactly what I will be pursuing right here, right now. So do I want to go for these hill flag techs further down the line, or do I want a free river flag? Right now, just immediately. Let's take fur cloves and save up science for what exactly? No, fur cloves will be quite beneficial. I'll be able to flag those hill tiles quite easily, and I'll presumably get some yield techs for the remaining science. I'm getting the final flag tech for rivers. Yes, I understand. I understand, Crown. Sit still, be a darling. There we go. I could hypothetically try to contest this, but let's play it safe. Let's cut them off over here. They won't get this. That's about it. Trading everything for food, ending the turn. They might try to contest the river tile, we shall see. See, they got this. They got this. I didn't want to lose this on one hand. I didn't want neither of us to get it. That's also inconvenient. Ooh, a free hill flag, which will count towards these 3. Or I could research 10 flag techs to receive a bushel load of resources. Early on, this matters a decent bit. However, you have to research quite a few of those flag techs, and I don't think I necessarily intend to. I would love to get grassland flag techs. The hill flag techs I will receive by simply flagging hills. And I guess for the cost of a single additional flag tech, I may receive all of those precious resources reasonably quickly, although not overwhelmingly so. It'll take a while before I get there. The Grasslands flag techs cost in total 22 science. I could hypothetically trade for that. Is it worth more to just have that single hill tile right now for it to yield to me whatever it can with every passing turn? Think it might be. Oh dear, this is a difficult choice. The nomadic tribes sound so tempting. I am going to get those grassland techs anyway, and I would like to get that surge in resources once I do get them, plus something else. I'm going to take this risk and go for the nomadic tribes. I'll make flagging grasslands easier for now. Speaking of which, I will flag the grasslands here before the Dolavira take it away from me. I will also attempt to flag the river tile. Even if it's a wash, I want to at least try. Presumably they'll try going further north. I will also, yes, I will also go for another highly contested tile. The cheap grasslands over here. What about those flags then? I need 17 science next turn to be able to redeem that. To make flagging cheaper. And that only applies to grasslands. Of which there aren't that many left. But I guess I'm doing this anyway. Otherwise, I will never actually manage to redeem the nomadic tribes. I could just trade for food. How much more would that be? Not significantly more. This is more reasonable, I think. Since I will be able to flag the grasslands as cheaply as humanly possible on the very next turn. Ooh, a free grassland flag. That makes this entire endeavor pointless, doesn't it? It means I've, retroactively speaking, made a mistake. Can't get access to these planes. I could hypothetically invest in plane flag text from now on. And give up on everything else. I could go for cheap grasslands. Let's follow with that line of reasoning, I guess. Which is the most expensive grassland tile? This one to the northeast. Let's take that. Do they have any power in the river? They do not. I'm taking this. Presumably they'll take this grassland tile away from me. So let's not even bother contesting it. Instead, let's take the grasslands here and the plains over there. I'm flagging as much as I possibly can, and I am spending money exclusively on food. My wealth will go exclusively to food. I'll need a single flag tech and the hill ones, of course. The single flag tech will presumably be a plain one. Although desert flag techs wouldn't be half bad, but I'll need a bit more time before I get there. So for now, let's get one plain flag tech and flag enough hills to get the hill ones. At which point I'll receive my beloved surge. Of course they got that. Of course, I shouldn't have even bothered trying to contest that. Let's get food from rivers. I'm not even sure what the alternative was, but couldn't have been good enough. It was 3 something, I think. 3 cities on plains. That's not gonna happen by any stretch of the imagination anytime soon. They are heading northwest. I have to stop them. Can't let that happen. So let's get this hill flag. Well, yeah, this hill flag, tile, whatever they want to call this. They have power here. Will they actually desperately try to expand here? Might as well try to get this. This is only 2 units of food. And finally, this hill tile. Seems reasonable enough to me. Now I just need to flag a single hill tile next turn, and that'll become significantly cheaper to flag. This will become contested, and of course the Harappans will get it. The Holy City is an interesting proposition. How far can I build this one? 1, 2, 3, 4... I was tempted to say not far enough, but if I manage to squeeze a city over there, it might just work out. It's more likely than a city on the plains, and more beneficial too. I mean, I could plop down a city on the plains, but come on now. Hill yield techs are relatively inexpensive. Right, heading north. And thus, I have procced 2 things in a single turn. I would love to spend all those extra resources on more yield techs, but I can't, because I literally can't afford anything. Not quite yet. In that case, let's continue flagging. As many hills as I can possibly acquire. That ought to do it. Alright, how much money do I have to save up in order to be able to recruit an army? I am not recruiting an army anytime soon. I am also saving up science, wasting quite a bit of it to have 29 next turn. Which I will then spend on wealth from hills. That is the way. I'm trading for food. How much food do I need to erect a city all the way over there? That's too close, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It is indeed too close, but 5 over here will also cost 35. I'll be able to barely afford that, and thus it'll become a holy city, granting me additional yields because of the extra citizens. Also, that's me completing another opportunity. That's not necessarily the direction to fortify from, but it'll also make flagging the nearby tiles easier. 2 food per plains, all get all the desert flag tags. I have 4 of these plain tiles, might as well redeem the food right here, right now. Get the city. It becomes a holy city. It's got 3 citizens. Not 2 as you get baseline. Let's get more wealth out of every single hill tile I have. I know I got rid of 1 hill tile, but that still makes perfect logical sense. And let's flag the hill tile instead of the forest tile, even though forests give me food, I believe, don't they? Yes, and that's all they gave me. After all, hills give me 3 resources every single passing turn. And besides, if I get this hill tile, that cuts these guys off, and I will get it. No contest, because I have a city in the area. Also, I'm taxing these people, so as valuable as hills are, that's even more valuable. That's 3 wealth every single passing turn. A free forest flag or a flag tech. I'd rather flag that forest. This one, please. What sort of yields do I want? I guess science of rivers might make some sense. As annoying as it is to get. I'll have 32 next turn, at which point I can get, say, wealth of rivers and such. All sorts of silly things. Let's flag this forest since I will get it as long as I try to get it. Getting a city all the way up there also has additional benefits. For instance, the fact that all of these flags are so relatively cheap. Let's flag as many of these tiles as cheaply as humanly possible. Let's get this one for 8. Since you get a discount if what you're flagging is surrounded by other tiles you own. So this will become cheaper, this will become cheaper, and so on. That is highly beneficial. I could also elect to save up some money in order to be able to deploy an army. Now, I know that I shouldn't rely on conquest. I've just mentioned that. But believe me when I say I am not. I will deploy an army, I may just conquer a bit, because these are wondrous opportunities. This is ripe for the taking. They don't have cities though, they're busy flagging. Might as well gobble up some of the territory, build a city on hills for a hill yield tech, or get all forest yield techs to have movement cost across forests. Will I be moving across forests though? No, I won't. I'm more likely to build a city on a hill, presumably here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I will be deploying an army momentarily. No, hold on. What's the power situation? I see, they have power techs. Thus, if I want to conquer, I need to either match that or pump power. I think matching it is significantly more sane than pumping power. Pumping power is just annoying. Although at this point I would sincerely prefer the yields. Though of course no one's stopping me from, say, getting power in grasslands and in rivers for a smidgen of early conquest. I could get those yields further down the line. Okay, let's strike the iron while it is indeed hot. Pumping power is basically meaningless at this point because I literally have 2 units of wealth. You can't really spend that on much. But I will buy food for that. Much as I can anyway, for that paltry sum that I have left over. Not that I should complain, I really shouldn't. I'm still able to flag 4 additional hill tiles. I am getting a decent bit of income off of them. I'm doing fairly well. I'm of course the first to deploy an army, which might start an arms race, but it's still more beneficial for them to keep on flagging than it is to keep deploying armies. So I'll threaten here, and they will now be under a decent bit of pressure to actually deploy an army, to defend. Because the previous turn that was unnecessary. They weren't threatened yet, they were just about to be threatened. Own 3 cities and plains, or get a single desert flag. That single desert flag seems reasonably valuable. Let's redeem it immediately, get this desert tile. I'll be on my way towards those rivers. And now let's try to get those yields. What sort of yields? How about, I have exactly 37 inches per How about more food off of hills? That will allow me to spiral, because I'll be getting more hills, from which I'll be getting food, which I'll be spending on flagging more hills. Look at all of that. 5 flags plopped down. Well then. I know that pumping power is questionable. I also know that my foe will not be able to pump power to any extent. So if I get this up to 2, I'll basically be unstoppable. Let's pump this up to 3. Then I should basically inevitably conquer, and I'll be eating into enemy territory. Orange is always an enormous threat. A huge pain. Did I not spend the rest of the money on food? Well, saving money isn't the worst of ideas either. I take this over, they haven't deployed an army. So I didn't need to pump, I guess. But that's okay, I've also saved up some money, I can deploy another army. That'll add up to my power without necessitating the expenditure of additional wealth. Build a city on grasslands for grassland yield tech, or spend wealth to get a random amount of science. I'd rather get the grassland yield tech. I could fortify over here, that would be reasonably handy. I can get that later. I have enough for another army. Fine, let's deploy one. Right here. What now? Science off of those hills? Doesn't sound half bad. I could also get, say, more wealth every single passing turn. Plus 10 wealth. Nothing to sneer at. Yes, let's get the wealth first. I can get the science further down the line. Who needs science urgently? It's not a scientific emergency, is it? Build a city on hills for a hill yield tech. I'm sorry, what? Well, how about I do that? It's a city on a coast, so it only costs 32. There aren't that many hills to flag anyway, so check this out. I will build a city on a hill and get money off of it, even more. So every single hill tile has just granted me 1 more unit of wealth. Granted, I've lost a single hill tile, but 2 citizens here, so it's not that bad. That's about, what, 19 more money, I believe, in total. And even if it's not, it's close to that. Granted, that's money I'll be getting next turn, not this one, but this is still quite amazing. Now, if I really wanted to make a concerted effort to push into Harappan territory, I could. Could stop me. I presumably will start threatening. Yes, I'll threaten to the north, and that's what I may as well take. All hill yield techs do half movement cost across hills. All place 10 flags in a single turn to grow a city. Can I actually do that? I very nearly might. Movement cost across hills isn't the worst of ideas. I do have quite a few hills, though I won't be moving across them most of the time. My forces will be deployed to the east of them. Can I actually flag 10 things all at once? Let's give it a go. Let's see if I can. I don't think I can. Let's find more science every passing turn. And let's get on a flagging spree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't flag 10 things. It's not gonna happen. Although next turn I very well may be able to. Who knows? Unless I decide to do the crazy thing and pump power. Strike the iron while it's hot. I believe I may be able to conquer. Do I smell blood in the water? Oh, I shouldn't overdo it. But I believe if I bump this up to 4, I should be able to conquer and to threaten. Let's do it. Let's just demolish them. Even if they deploy an army, they won't be able to stop me. They won't deploy 2. How powerful is your army? Probably not powerful enough. I should be able to get this, right? Of course, I had more power than I needed. Significantly more. Fruit orchard. Spend food to keep on getting food. All build a city on a desert for a desert yield tech. I would love to, but no. I would also love to proc the food orchard, but I need to move my armies. 1, 2, and 3. Then pump that power up to 4. Look at the number of guys I have emanating power over there. And what do I need to emanate more power? More wealth. Well, how about I get 16 more units of wealth every single turn? And if that's not enough, and it may very well not be enough, then how about I flag additional tiles that grant me wealth? That also could prove to be quite useful. I could also fortify with additional cities, but despite being Mohenjo-Daro, I do not want to do that. That's silly, isn't it? No, I do want those hill tiles. They are precious. I do adore them so. So let's flag some more. Let's get better yields. Let's do this. I do have to remember about victory conditions though, but I am at the top. Despite the fact that I'm out there conquering. They have deployed 2 armies and this city is quite powerful. However, I am more powerful. Haven't kicked them out of their own city yet. But I'm on my way to do that. Own 3 cities on hills for a hill power deck. I don't need those. All get the uneasy truce. which mostly just requires me to keep on pumping power and building cities on my borders. That's all it does. Will I actually proc migration? I could get enough food, hypothetically. What do I ditch then? The fruit orchard is also perfectly viable. You spend 50, you get 120. City on grassland. I would like to build a city on grasslands. Yeah, but I don't think I'll need that grassland yield tech. They are relatively cheap. The hill power tech also isn't that much needed. No. Fine. Let's have a go with this. I could hypothetically reduce power waste. I don't know anymore. Because then I would no longer be on a roll. You know what? No. That idea of being on a roll out there and just continuously pumping power, that's what loses games. How about I stop pumping power altogether, just reduce power waste. And how about I emanate some power of my own? Now I know that I would love to flag additional hills, but defenses are not to be underestimated. If I am to extensively flag the sea, I might as well get sea yields eventually, but not now, not yet. For now, how about I get, say, plus 200% food for each grassland tile? That sounds pretty neat, doesn't it? There'll be plenty of food every single passing turn, indeed. So let's go with that. I'll have plenty to flag, to move my armies, and I'll finally be able to proc the fruit orchard. I might be able to proc migration as well, we'll see. They move over here. Will they threaten anything? I don't think so, but they shouldn't. Obviously they shouldn't. Will green threaten me here? Yes, they will. I am threatening here, though. They can move the army and defend, but I think I have to move to the west and defend myself. 2 food per grassland tile, all the miraculous anus for completing 2 opportunities. I'll take dairy farming. I might take it over the uneasy truce. This basically never happens. Proc this. And I do mean this in the least offensive sense imaginable. Oh, I see. You're emanating quite a lot of power over there, guys. I don't like that one bit. You stop emanating power this instance. Okay, fine. I'll buy some power. In fact, I might just buy a power tech to go with it. And I'll double down by getting science yields off of this place. And to show that I'm really serious, instead of doing the smart thing and what? Procking migration? No, I could proc no, that's not the worst of ideas. I could proc migration and grow this. Instead of growing it manually. That's the way to go. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Grow this. There we go. More defense on one hand, and on the other, look how neat. I've grown this city anyway. Could have waited longer, could have grown another city, but no. I think this will do. I should be able to defend. I've moved so many units here all at once. It should be enough, and if it isn't, Logos help me. I also should put a decent bit of pressure on these guys, because I have 4 units here and they have a mere 2. And next turn I should be able to proc the orchard. I see the Harappans are deploying additional armies. I defend easily and I threaten, but I also become threatened. Typical. Own most of the grassland, so own 10 more grassland tiles, that's not gonna happen. Or conquer a desert space, the Caravansary. My beloved Caravansary. I'm in 2nd place now, by the way. Not good. Moving over there to defend, and let's grow the city. How much power do I need to defend? They're not emanating that much. They're emanating a whopping total of 7. Fine, I do have enough. Basically baseline. And even if I lose that, then so be it. What I actually want is to put pressure on green. Need to move away from here. Actually, do I want to put pressure on green in particular? I don't think I do. And since I am flagging so many sea tiles, I might as well start getting wealth from the sea. And since I will be getting wealth from the sea, I might as well start flagging the sea. And since I want to start flagging the sea, I might as well make flagging the sea cheaper. Fine, pump the power a bit. Will green stay here to defend? Quite possibly. What about orange? Will I manage to defend? What? I still have enough power to kick out green even though I've moved my forces. Incredible. Also, I can get the courthouse to no longer waste any wealth. And green has to swoop in over here to defend. Will cost me a pretty penny to do this, and I'll basically unpump power effectively, but I'm not being threatened, so I can afford that right now. Wealth is no longer wasted. Look at all those armies I've deployed. And I am pumping power. Could be saving wealth, but my goodness, I'm pumping power. Give me food out of the sea, and also make flagging the sea even easier for myself. I should also start flagging the desert. And let's not forget about fortifying. Fortifying is important, but I don't need to fortify desperately right this instant, do I? So let's just keep flagging the sea for all those wonderful sea yields. Ludicrosity. But yes, all of those tiles will translate onto yields. You know the drill. Still haven't procced the food orchard. I might eventually. But look at all the power I'm emanating. Green will have to either go over here or stay over there. They don't have enough armies to defend. And I'm attacking both green and orange at this point. Oh, look, orange has decided to attack green. How unfortunate for them. I will also presumably threaten in this area. I have enough power to kick them out even though they're defending with a single army. Own 3 cities and rivers for a river power tech. That's hilarious. Conquer a plain space, that seems more likely. The sprawling slum. How about I proc the orchard right now? Or do I need the food? I don't necessarily need the food as much as I want the food. Grassland City, any benefits of that happening now? Well, let's build that Grassland City anyway. Spend my wealth on an army to put additional pressure on these guys. Keep on pumping power. Do I bolster my defenses over here? No. I'll just go on a flagging spree. Make it easier for me to flag deserts. And what do I want? What do I want? More desert yields, possibly? Actually, I presumably should focus on the highest yields, so food from rivers and science from rivers for now. I'll get plenty of everything anyway. Haven't procced the orchard, I will do so eventually, don't you worry about that. I think I'll do so anyway. Well, shall green defend or attack? Here, there, anywhere? Will I actually lose this tile? Yes, I will. The tragedy, and I am horribly threatened over there, so maybe, just maybe I need to focus on green. I'm at the bottom. Trading settlement, conquer a river space. Let's ignore these. Orange is at the top, they have victory points, I have nothing, because once again I have stupidly decided to focus on conquest. Grow the city. And this one, I need defenses everywhere. Oh, let's lower power waste and pump power a bit. And get science each passing turn out of every single sea tile I own. This will be glorious. You know, despite the horrible science waste occurring every single passing turn. Will they swoop in to defend over here? I wonder. Or will they double down on the attack? Will I lose an army? Losing an army would be horrible. Okay, no, I win. I get this, I defend there, and I threaten. Except that I'm also threatened by orange. Pikemen to get more power. All mathematics. Double your city population. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. But it might happen eventually. Yeah, I wouldn't count on that. I will not proc caravansary anytime soon. I think it would be wiser to get pikemen and proc them. The wise thing to do would probably be to deal with orange because they have more victory points. And in particular, well, to fortify for one. But also to get some power techs, as expensive as they are, in rivers and grasslands. There we go, that's a decent bit of power. That should help me defend for a reasonable while. Might as well grow this city, it'll emanate even more power, obviously. But no, how about I instead focus on expanding onto more desert tiles. I don't have that much in terms of desert yields, but that could and should change. I also can get those river tiles that are quite precious. I could get yet another army, but no. Let's just conquer. Conquest is usually not the way to go. I've mentioned that one. I defend easily, I get these tiles, and I threaten all around. Golden Age, don't be threatened for 5 turns. All catastrophe, be threatened. Be very, very threatened. No, that's not gonna happen. Move on over here to threaten. You guys stay over here and threaten. I've told you, you can possibly do this if you have an overwhelming enough force, and I just might. At this particular point, I just might. Yes, let's get more yields. Or for fertile fields and such. Do I seriously, genuinely want to keep on pumping power even though I'm at a whopping 12? Well, I'll be at a whopping 12. I'm at 9 now. I'm threatening a single tile over there. So I don't have to worry, I can easily unpump this turn. Focus on defenses and flagging. And repump further down the line. Why do I have so little food to spend on flagging? That's because I've procced the orchard. Don't worry about that. Also, if I am unpumping, I might as well get an additional fleet or an additional army. A fleet wouldn't be half bad, now would it? I won't be able to deploy it too far. Let's redo this then. Spending the science. Already got the fleet. Can't afford another one quite yet. Proc the orchard. Oh, I see, I'm not growing the city. That's also an important factor. And that's it. I'll be all the way up to 10 power. Oh, I haven't moved these guys. Fine, let's move them over here. Could have moved them there to threaten another tile entirely, but no, this is a comfortable amount. In all the right places. Although I guess I will move them over there. This is a nice spot to threaten. It's a weak spot of theirs. With the Dolavira. Of course, I can accumulate as much wealth as I want, I'm not wasting it. I also am waiting for the barracks opportunity. That is indeed a nice one. 10 power versus 8 versus 2. I destroyed an army for orange. That is incredible. Terracotta on most of the river, all own 3 cities on desert. I don't think I'll ever build 3 cities in the desert. I don't think you really get 3 cities in any type of terrain at any point. What have I accomplished exactly? Spaces on the map. Of course, my territory is vast. Oh, look, I'm fighting over here, despite them having a neat little city over there. How about another fleet? Well, you know, I can possibly push the advantage and try to conquer. Will I be able to take the city? Well, that depends on a number of factors, but I could hypothetically get what I like to refer to as siege tech. I could also get better yields off of the desert, but no, for now, it's siege tech. I guess I can afford better yields off of the desert. Fine. Give me wealth off of the desert. On top of that, I am going to fortify by upgrading this city. I will also obviously keep on flagging because I can, because I want to. I basically ran out of things to flag. What a tremendous situation. Alright, all of this will be mine, and now it's just conquest, moving the army, and of course growing all of my cities. How brilliant. Should I try to spend on waste reduction? Now I could hypothetically get yet another fleet. Well, you know, wait until next turn and get another army. Yeah, let's get another army. I like this ground-based combat I'm engaging in. And my wealth isn't going to waste anyway. So I'm not squandering it. Orange has moved in and is desperately trying to defend, but alas, alas, they are not capable of doing so effectively. They still have plenty of points and they might just win on me. I've been in this situation quite a few times already. One power for one turn, get all the desert yield text to have movement cost across the desert. I don't think I'll be moving across the desert all that much. Fine. Odyssean voyage it is, although I don't think I'll be moving my fleets all that far. Now I could hypothetically move a fleet onto a river tile somewhere like here. It would be a bit ludicrous, but I could. I won't be moving across the desert anytime soon, though. I am, of course, threatened. I thus have a choice to make. I think the easiest thing to do would be to just move the fleet over here. I could deploy an additional one. I don't think that's necessary. I sincerely hope it isn't. Let's deploy another army. And keep on putting the hurt on. Harappans have 18 power over there. I should be able to easily crush them. Especially if I invest in more siege tech. Also for defensive purposes, let's keep on growing my precious cities. It also benefits me in a variety of other ways. Giving me additional income and so on. 214 next turn. I can get more science off of my citizens. I can get desert yields. I can get basically whatever I want. Once again, I should focus on victory points. Growing my population will give me 2. One more army fleet. That'll give me 3 victory points. Let's see, that's 5. If I could capture that single city, that would be great. That would net me the mausoleum. I can just save up money for the wealth. Alright, fine. So I deploy one more fleet. And either pump my power or just bring the city population up and then save up wealth. And that's it, that's victory. Alright, they take over some of my tiles. And they manage to defend. Well done, Green. Well done, Doravira. Heal out the barracks. It's so tempting to use the barracks. The mercenaries would help with a push, but the barracks... Oh, that's an irresistible opportunity. Look at this. You proc the barracks. The power waste becomes so significantly reduced. It's just a marvel. Once again, for defensive purposes, let's keep on growing my cities. And what else? I guess that's about it. Fine, let's build a new city here. Just because I can. And because it's not that prohibitively expensive. It's not prohibitively expensive at all. How much power do I need to be able to take this over? The Harappans have 43 power there. Of course they do. It's effectively the capital. We're going to defend that to the bitter end. I think it would be significantly wiser of me to unpump that power for now and instead deploy a fleet. As you can see, that gives me a victory point. Let's get more science from my citizens. I have 4 victory points now. All I need to do is bring my population up by 2, which should be relatively cheap to accomplish. And at that point I can just save up wealth and win. That's it. Whereas these people have a long way to go, as far as I can tell. I might lose some territory here and there, doesn't really matter. I defend here, do I defend there? I do, and I threaten here. Beer! Own most of the plains, that's never going to happen. Sewer system! Grow a city to size 8. 20% off city yield tax, all of them. I would love to grow a city to size 8. And what do you know, I can do that. Even though it's not the smartest way to go, because I could just go for the win. But actually, I can afford that. I can afford numerous things, look at this. Sewer system procced, first time ever. I've played this game for a while, I have never procced the sewer system. Until today. Thus, I can, at a discount, get more money from my citizens. Once again, this is the game snowballing even further in my favor. Of course, the next step will be to grow this city, which gives me 2 more victory points for city population, and now all I need to do is sit on tight and accumulate wealth. How soon can I accumulate 500 units of wealth? Why, I'll have that the very next turn. Isn't that glorious? Isn't that something? Well, I guess I may as well sit on tight and keep on getting power tax? It's not like I'll get 18 of them. It's not like there's much of a downside to getting them. Send the turn, I'll get the money, I'll end the turn, and presumably I'll win. Oh, the green swooped in, defended, because of the 12 power here. But, oh, I have accumulated enough wealth at the end of the turn, and thus I've won. Because I got the wealth first, and then the victory conditions got checked. Before the start of the turn, I have thus won. No contest, first place. Look at this. Absolute domination and some conquest involved. Also the sewer system for the first time, at least that I have ever seen. I got the Colossus, so 9 armies or fleets, all more. The Pyramids, so 25 city pop, all more. The Hanging Gardens, 500 wealth, all more. And the Great Lighthouse, so 100 spaces on the map. The Harappans got the Pyramids, so 25 all more city pop, and the Great Lighthouse, so 100 spaces on the map, all more. And the Dolavira just had the Pyramids, so 25 all more city population. I'm reasonably proud of this playthrough. It was pretty nice. Once again, involved a number of factors that may seem somewhat imprudent, but are quite fun. Rather than the very prosaic act of point gathering. Either way, thanks for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.